Assalamu alaikum students, welcome to another video. Today we will be solving Cambridge IGCSE Physics Paper 2 Variant 22 of October-November 2023. Question 1. Which quantity is a scalar quantity? So we know that a scalar quantity only has a magnitude and no direction. So acceleration we know is a vector quantity, force is also a vector quantity, time is a scalar quantity, and velocity is also a vector quantity. So C is your correct answer. A student measures the average speed of a cyclist in a race. Which quantities must she measure? So in order to calculate the average speed, we must know the total distance traveled and the total time taken, since speed is distance over time. So the total distance and the total time taken, so option C is correct. Question 3. The diagram shows a series of images of a moving object taken at regular intervals. The object is moving from left to right. Which statement describes the motion of the object? Well, we can see that initially the object is moving at a constant speed and then slowly it accelerates. So looking at the options, we can see that option C is correct, which says that the object travels at constant speed and then accelerates. Question 4. A plastic ball has a mass of 4 grams and a volume of 20 centimeter cubes. There is a crack in the ball's surface. The ball is placed in a bath of water. Water leaks into the ball without changing the volume of the ball, and eventually the ball sinks. Density of water is 1 grams per centimeter cube. Which mass of water has entered the ball when the top of the ball is first level with the water surface? So here it is important to realize that the ball will only be level with the water surface when the density of the ball is the same as the density of the water. So we know the formula, density is equals to mass over volume. We have to calculate the mass of water which has entered the ball. So density we know is 1, mass of water plus the mass of ball is 4 plus, let's call it x. X is our mass of water that we have to calculate, and the volume they have given us as 20. So when you solve for x, your answer will be 20 minus 4, which is 16 grams. Question 5. A satellite orbits the Earth at constant speed in a circular orbit. Which statement is correct? So let's suppose this is a satellite and this is the orbit of the satellite and this is Earth. So the resultant force at all times will be towards the Earth, which allows it to stay in orbit. So the resultant force on the satellite is towards the Earth. A diagram shows 4 identical objects. Each object is acted on by only the forces shown. Which diagram shows an object in equilibrium? So for an object to be in equilibrium, the resultant force must be 0 and the resultant moment must also be 0. So in option A, the resultant force is 0, but the resultant moment is not 0. The resultant moment is downwards. So A cannot be correct. Similarly, in B, the resultant moment is 0, but the resultant force is not 0, since it is 20 directions upwards and 10 downwards. So B is also incorrect. In C also, the resultant force is not 0, so C is also not correct. However, in part D, both the resultant force and moment is 0, so D is your answer. Resultant force F accelerates a car of mass m along a straight horizontal road from west to a speed v in time t, giving it momentum p. Which pair of relationships for the situation is correct? So we know the formula for momentum is mv, and if we take this formula, F is equals to ma, and instead of acceleration we write it as v minus u over t, where v is your final velocity, u is your initial velocity, and t is your time. So they have told us that the car moves from rest, which means that initially its speed is 0. So we get mv over t since u is 0. So when you further solve it, you will get ft is equals to mv. mv is momentum. So the correct option here is option C. Question 8. The diagram shows part of a roller coaster ride with the car at different positions. The car runs freely down from position X to position Y and up the hill on the other side. What happens to the energy in the kinetic store and the gravitational potential energy store of the car as it moves from position X to position Y? So from position X, it loses all of its gravitational potential energy because the height changes and it converts into the kinetic energy. So for option C will be correct, because there is an increase in the kinetic energy as it goes downwards, and because there is a loss of height, there is a decrease in the gravitational potential energy. Question 9. A box is initially at rest at the top of a rough slope. The box slides down the slope. The weight of the box is 20 newtons. The slope is 4 meters long and 2 meters high. The box does 10 joules of work against friction as it slides down the slope. So what is the speed of the box as it reaches the bottom of the slope? So here we will use the concept of conservation of energy. So the energy at the top of the slope is mgh, and as it goes down, that energy is converted into kinetic energy and the energy lost because of friction. So the gravitational potential energy we can calculate as mg is 20, height they've told us is 2, and this must be equals to the kinetic energy plus the 10 joules of work that the box does. Mass they have given us as, no, they have not given us the mass, so we'll have to calculate the mass. We have to convert the weight into mass, which we can do by dividing by 9.8. Velocity we have to calculate and plus 10. So when you solve this equation, your velocity will come out to be 5.4 meters per second. Question 10. An electric car is charged overnight. In 8 hours, the 180 megajoules of energy is transferred. What is the power of the charger? So we know the formula. Energy is equals to power into time. Energy they've given us as 180, but we'll have to convert it into the correct unit because it is mega. So 10 to the power 6 divided by the time. Once again, time is in hours, so we'll have to convert it into seconds first. So plugging this in your calculator, you will get your answer as 6.3 kilowatts. Question 11. An object is a depth h below the surface of a liquid. The pressure due to the liquid at this depth is P. The gravitational field strength is G. What is the density of the liquid? So we know the formula for pressure is density times G times H. So making density the subject, we get P over GH, which is option D. Question 12. Brownian motion is the random motion of particles. In which states of matter is Brownian motion observed? So we know that the random motion of particles only occurs in gases and liquids and not in solids, because in solids the particles are in fixed position. 13. The volume of a fixed mass of gas is varied. The temperature remains constant. Which graph shows how the pressure P of the gas varies with volume V? So we know that pressure and volume are inversely related. As the pressure increases, the volume decreases. So only graph D shows this relationship. Pressure is directly proportional to the inverse of volume. Liquid evaporates from a beaker. What happens to the temperature of the remaining liquid, and how does this temperature change affect the rate of evaporation? So when evaporation occurs, the particles with the highest energy, they escape, due to which there is a decrease in the temperature, and also once the highest energy particles have escaped the liquid, the rate of evaporation also decreases. So A is your answer. thermal energy is supplied to an object of mass m which does not change its state during the heating process. The temperature of the object rises by delta T. What is the specific heat capacity of the object? So we know the formula. It is E is equals to mc delta T. So from here, if you make C the subject, your answer will come out to be E over m delta T. 16. A room is heated by a radiator. The diagrams X and Y show two possible circulations of hot air which heat the room. Which diagram and reason explain the heating of the room by convection? So we know that in convection, hot air rises. So that is only shown in diagram X, since air is heated and it rises. So diagram Y is incorrect. So the option will be either A or B. And in part A it says air density decreases when air is heated. So we know that this is correct. When air is heated, the air particles, they get more spread out and hence the density decreases. So A is correct. 17. A student writes down some facts about two transverse waves. Wave 1 has a frequency f and a velocity v. Wave 2 has 4 times the frequency of wave 1 and traveling at a velocity of 2v. So we know the formula is v is equals to f lambda. They tell us that in wave 2 the frequency is 4 times of wave 1 and velocity is twice of that. So we have 2v 4f lambda. So when we make lambda the subject, we will get 2v over 4f, and when you simplify this, your answer will come out to be D. Straight wavefronts on the surface of a ripple tank approach a gap in a barrier. The diagram shows how the wavefronts change shape as they pass through the gap. What is the name of this effect? So this effect is diffraction. 19. Light travels from air into glass. What is the relationship between the refractive index n of the glass, the angle of incidence I, and the angle of refraction R? So we know that the formula is n is equals to sine of I over sine of R, which is option C. Question 20. Which diagram shows the image correctly formed by reflection? So when you look at all of these options, you should be able to deduce that the correct option is D, because this is how reflection takes place. The object is basically inverted, so this is only shown in this option. 21. A student passes parallel rays of light through 4 different converging lenses. He measures the distance x and the distance y for each experiment. Which lens has the longest focal length? So here we should be able to remember that this length is your focal length. It is where the two lenses they converge. So in the option you should see that which length of y is the greatest. We can see that that is for B. 3.1 is the greatest length. 22. The frequency of the microwaves used in the microwave oven is 2400 megahertz. What is the wavelength of these microwaves? So here we use the formula V is equals to F lambda. We know the speed of all the waves in the electromagnetic spectrum is speed of light. Lambda we have to calculate. Frequency they have given us, but be careful, you have to convert this into the correct units, and when you do so, your answer will come out to be 0.125 meters. Which row gives typical values for the speed of sound in a solid and in a gas? So in a gas basically means speed of sound in air. So we know the speed of sound in air is approximately 330, and the closest value to that is in option D. So D is your correct option. 24. A hard magnetic material can be used to make a permanent magnet. A soft magnetic material can be used to make a temporary magnet. Which row shows whether iron and steel are hard or soft magnetic materials? So we know that iron is a soft magnetic material where steel is a hard magnetic material. So C is your correct answer. 25. A power source is connected to a resistor XY in which directions are the conventional current and the flow of free electrons through the resistor. So we know that electrons travel from the negative terminal to the positive terminal, whereas conventional current travels from positive to negative. So conventional current we have from Y to X and electron transfer from X to Y. So C is your correct answer. 26. Which unit is used to measure electromotive force? So we know that EMF is measured in volts. 27. The graph shows the current voltage characteristic for a filament lamp. Which statement describes how the resistance of the lamp changes as the voltage increases? So we can see that as the voltage increases, the current slowly decreases, and since current and voltage are directly proportional, so as the current decreases, the voltage decreases and the resistance increases. So we have C as the correct answer. 28. In the diagram, rod R is suspended from an insulating thread. When the positively charged rod Q is brought closer to rod R moves away from rod Q. Which conclusion can be made from this observation? So when do two objects repel? When they have the same charges on it. So rod R must be positively charged. The circuit diagram shows a circuit used to run a DC motor from an AC supply. Which graph shows the current in the motor? So here we'll have to make all the possible paths that the current can follow. So when you draw all these paths, you will realize that only these two paths are possible for the current. So we can see that the current only flows in one direction, which eliminates option A. And since we know that it is coming from an AC supply, so the current will not be constant, it will vary. So B is also incorrect, and we know that the current will never be zero as well, so that also we got option C. So the only correct option we have left is option D. Question 30. The circuit shown can be completed by inserting components at X and at Y. The completed circuit is a potential divider in which the potential difference across component Y increases when the temperature increases. Which row shows the components X and Y? So when the potential difference across component Y increases when the temperature increases. So that is only possible when there is a thermistor at point X, and the reason behind that is that when the temperature increases, the resistance will decrease, due to which the voltage here will decrease as well, because resistance and voltage are directly proportional. So when the temperature increases, the resistance decreases, so the potential difference across X also decreases, due to which the potential difference across Y, it increases, because they are connected in series. So the only correct option here you can see is D, where X is the thermistor. 31. A piece of soft iron XY has a coil of wire wound around it. The north pole of a ball magnet is pulled away from end X, which causes an induced current in the coil. The magnet is now turned round so that the north pole is on the left. So the magnet is rotated and it is taken to the other end of the soft iron, and the north pole is pushed towards end Y. It is pushed towards end Y. A new current is induced in the coil. Which statement is correct? The new induced current is in the opposite direction and causes the soft iron to attract the north pole. So this cannot be correct, because according to Lenz's law, we know that a north pole will be induced at position Y. So this can't be correct. Part B, the new induced current is in the opposite direction and causes the soft iron to repel the north pole. although the soft ions will repel the north pole, but the new induced current will not be in the opposite direction, it will be in the same direction. So B is also incorrect. C says that it causes the soft ion to attract the north pole. That is incorrect because north and north will repel. D is the correct option because the new induced current is in the same direction and causes the soft ion to repel the north pole. 32. The diagram shows a wire and magnetic field between two poles of a magnet. The current in the wire repeatedly changes between a constant value in one direction and a constant value in the opposite direction as shown in the graph. So basically it is acting like an AC current, alternating current. What is the effect on the wire? Well, because of constant change in value and direction, the force that is applied will also follow the same behavior. So A will be the correct option. The force on the wire alternates between one direction and the opposite direction, just like the current. A transformer has NP turns on its primary coil and NS turns on its secondary coil. The voltage across the primary coil is Vp and the voltage across the secondary coil is Vs. What is the relationship between these four quantities? So this is something that is also given in your syllabus, and you should be remembering that this is the correct option because this is the relationship that these four quantities follow. 34. A magnesium ion has a double positive charge and a chloride ion has a single negative charge. Which statement is correct? A chlorine atom gains an electron to form a chloride ion. So this is correct because the chlorine atom, it will gain an electron to become a chloride ion with a single negative charge. So A is correct. 35. Which row currently describes an example of radioactive decay? So when does radioactive decay occur? What causes it? So we know that when the nucleus becomes unstable, radioactive decay occurs. So it is from these three options. Part B says the emission is alpha, change or no change in element, and it says the alpha emission causes a change in element, which is true because we know that alpha radiation is of this kind, loses 2 protons and 2 neutrons. So B is correct. 36. A radioactive isotope of sodium has a half-life of 15 hours. The table gives data from an experiment to show how the rate of decay of the isotope varies with time. The background count has not been subtracted from this data. So this is important. What is the background radiation count rate? So we'll have to calculate for each option. So if we assume that the background count rate was 12, so the initial count rate we will have as 388, 400 minus 12 is 388, and after two half-lives, this would become, after one half-life it would become 194, and after another half-life it would become 97, and adding back the count rate it would give us 109, which is not what is given, so A cannot be your answer. Similarly, you will do the same for B. Remove the count rate from the initial rate, so it will become 385. So 385 after two half-lives, it will become 96.25, and when you add back 15 to it, you will get 111.25, which is also not what you want. So B is also incorrect. Option C, we have 20. So removing 20 from the initial count rate, we get 380. Excuse me. We get 380. So after two half-lives, this would become 95, and adding back the count rate would give us 115, which is what we want. So C is your correct answer. What happens in the process of nuclear fission? So we know in fission a larger nuclei, it basically breaks down into smaller nuclei. So going through all these options, you can see that option C is correct. The nucleus of an atom splits. 38. The time taken for the Earth to orbit the Sun is approximately 365 days. The average radius of the Earth's orbit is this much. What is the average orbital speed? So the formula for orbital speed is V is equals to 2 pi r over t. So here just plug in the values. The radius we know is this much and time is 365 days, but here you will have to be careful. You will have to convert the days into seconds. So it will become, I'll write it over here, 2 pi, radius we know 1.5 10 to the power 8 kilometers, converted into meters, so multiply by 10 to the power 3 over time, so 365 days. Each day has 24 hours and each hour has 3600 seconds. So plug this in your calculator and the value that you will get will be 3 into 10 to the power 4 meters per second. 39. The Sun transfers energy to the Earth through electromagnetic radiation. What are the two of the parts of the electromagnetic spectrum to which most of the energy belongs? So we know that most energy belongs to infrared radiation and visible light. How does the Sun produce its energy? So we know that the energy for any star comes from the fusion of hydrogen, nuclear fusion. So D is your correct answer. So that brings us to the end of our paper. I hope you like this video, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel, and I will see you later.